Hey everyone, my name is Laura and welcome back to my Booktube channel. It's been a week, hasn't it? Not a bad week by any means, but it's felt like very much like 7 days. I don't know how that's possible or why that's different from normal, but I don't know, it just seems like a week. Speaking of a week, so last Saturday was Danny at Spinelli Speaks' wedding. It was beautiful. She looked beautiful. It was such a gorgeous day, perfect to have an outside ceremony. And we had lots of fun dancing. The food was great. It was just a wonderful, wonderful time. And I will link her channel below. She'll be posting some videos and stuff soon. I know it's a lot to go through and edit and things, but it was really wonderful and nice to see her and hang out. And it was, yeah, it was a fantastic night. So that was really wonderful. And then I was exhausted on Sunday. I think I just pretty much slept. And then, you know, watched Booktube, of course, because that's what I do every day. But it was really nice. And then the rest of this week, just, I don't know. It was fine. My mom still has shingles. This is the, I think, 5th week or 6th week. To be quite frank, I have forgotten the number of weeks. It doesn't really matter. She's still going through it. She did start taking some homeopathic cellular salts, and that has helped take some of the edge off of the pain for her, which is really good. So she's getting some relief that way and can sleep in slightly longer chunks, but still got shingles. So yeah, that's that. Oh, and let's see what else happened this week. Nothing really. Nothing really happened. For the song of the week this week, I'm going to pick some Sam Smith. It's been a while since I've listened to him, and he came up in shuffle when I was listening to music, and I thought I'd pick I'm Not the Only One from his first album as the song of the week. I really like it. I've never done karaoke, but I think that might be one of my karaoke songs if I did do karaoke. Anyways, on to the books, shall we? Okay, first up is a cozy mystery series. I'm assuming it's cozy. Murder Goes Mumming by Charlotte MacLeod. I'm never sure how the pronunciation is when the name looks like this. Does anyone have any tips for me? I don't know. She's writing this as Alisa Craig. So I've heard of both of those names, didn't know it was the same person till this. And this is my first book by her, and much to my chagrin and embarrassment, this is the second book in the series. I can't believe that I did not read the first book first. That is so extremely unlike me. I looked it up when I was 80% in, and I was like, oh my god, Laura, what are you doing? I got along just fine. At first I thought it was one of those books where they just sort of drop you in and then they refer to things that have happened previously, and you just kind of figure it out as you go, like little inside jokes and things. That's what I thought it was at first. And then when I was maybe 40% of the way in, I'm like, you know, this must not be the first book because they're referring to this one case and this one killer like it's a really big deal, and I don't know who this is. So anyways, the second book in the Maddock and Janet Reese series, I really enjoyed it. So Maddock Reese is Royal Mounted Canadian Police. This is set, I'm assuming contemporaneously, but it was published in 80 or 81, so written in the late 70s, early 80s, and it feels more old-fashioned, like no technology necessarily or whatever. So Maddock Reese is a Mountie, and he's got his girlfriend Janet, who he just adores. She's works in an office as a secretary essentially, and his mother, who is kind of a piece of work, she just sort of engages them, which they were heading that way anyway, so it's all okay. They all just kind of go, well, this is swimming, and gee golly gosh, all right. It's sort of that kind of a more old-fashioned feel, like I said. So they go along to, they have an invitation from the owner of the company that Janet works for to spend the Christmas, like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, at their house out in the country called Graylings, this big estate that's cut off. They don't have electricity yet. It's all, you know, like battery operated things, all lanterns. So they get a helicopter ride out there from the police and drop them off. And you find out a little way into the book that Maddox has been sent there to watch over some of them because they think something is hinky officially. Janet doesn't know this at first. So they're getting to know this big brood of big tall people, blondes, they're all blondes I guess, who all tease each other, and you know, I think there are 5 or 6 adult siblings, and they're all married. Some have kids, some don't. Some live on the estate full-time, some don't. So there's the whole family that's there, plus 2 grandmothers, and then Maddox and Janet are there. Very quickly, one of the grandmothers ends up dead, and they think she just passed away in her sleep, but Maddox knows that it was murder. So he starts investigating as sneakily as he can and tells Janet he's looking into things that doesn't seem right, and it goes from there. I think they're there on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So it sets right over the Christmas holidays, and I really liked it. I didn't know who did it. I genuinely had no idea. That could be yes because I was sleeping when I read parts of it. But I really enjoyed it. I liked how it felt old-fashioned. I liked the humor of the 2 main couples. I liked them as characters. And I'm now going to backtrack, you betcha, and read the first book because, yeah. So, you know, 3.5 stars, really enjoyable, kind of old-fashioned, holiday-ish mystery that was just sitting on my Kindle. I thought I should read the stuff that I own. And then I actually did. And then this is the, you know, the 2nd book in a series. I still can't believe it. Anyways, next up is my buddy read with Aunt with an E. This is a longer fall, by Charlaine Harris, the 2nd book in the Gunny Rose series. I read this in one night. I just couldn't help myself. Once I got started, I couldn't stop. So this follows Lisbeth. She has a new crew, and they are on their way through the southern United States towards someplace in Dixie, which is sort of like the middle south, if that makes sense, in America now. They're heading towards, I think, Kentucky from roughly Texas. And the train car that they're on, the train explodes. Someone comes after them, and the only one who survives from her new crew of gunnies is herself. Everyone else is dead. So she's going to try and find out what happened to the cargo that they were escorting and who killed the very last surviving member aside from herself. She left him for 10 minutes to take another crew member to the ambulance so they could take her into the hospital. She came back and his throat had been cut. So she's investigating his death on the sly as well. There are a lot of old-fashioned rules for women in this part of Dixie. Again, Dixie is its own country, but it's a bunch of states, if that makes sense. Anyways, and so it's very old-fashioned. Women don't wear pants. It's all skirts and lots of layers, very prim and proper. There is a very stark divide between white people and black people. And so she's not used to that either. That's hard for her. And shortly after the accident happens, she runs into Eli, who was one of the Russian magicians who hired her in the first book. This is going to sound totally insane if you don't know what I'm talking about with the first book. Just go with me. So she sees Eli. They've had a relationship. She's got feelings for him, but she's in denial about that. He's got feelings for her. Same thing. So the 2 of them find out that they are both looking for the same thing. The cargo that she was guarding is also what he is looking for. He's trying to pick it up. And since that cargo is now missing, the 2 of them decided to work together. They pretend to be married for safety's sake, for her sake. She has to wear dresses. There's secret notes. There are codes being used. There's secret societies. There's a doctor in town who you're not sure. He seems good, but is he good or is he bad? And then there's the bones of a purported black saint from Africa. And that's what got stolen. So there's a lot here. But it was so fun. It was really tense at times. I really, really enjoyed this. I mean, easily 4 stars, if not, 4.25. Ranking doesn't matter so much, I know, but I just enjoyed the heck out of this. I have to see what Ange said and Vox yet. Hey, if you're watching this, Ange, I'll get back to you very shortly, I promise. But I can't wait for the third one. I hope there is a third one. But just fun adventure, romp. Love the main characters. I like how they get along together. I liked how everything wrapped up. I mean, yeah, very good. Really enjoyable. And then the last one I finished this week, only 3 this week. Suddenly You by Lisa Kleypas. This has been in my current reads stack on Goodreads since January. I thought it was June or July. It's January. There is absolutely no reason why it took me this long. It was just me. I read 90 pages the first time I tried to pick it up, and then it sat there until I finished it 2 nights ago. This is a standalone romance. I found out about it on Sarah MacLeod's website. Sarah MacLeod is a fairly popular romance author, and she posts a constantly updating list of her favorite romances. She's got every kind of trope there, every kind of time period, every kind of subgenre, I think. I mean, it's really comprehensive. And a few years ago when I was getting into romance a little more, I thought I liked one of her books that I had read, the name of which escapes me right now. But she has been reading romance her whole life, and she's a writer, so she would know this stuff. Anyways, so a lot of the stuff that I have here in the house is from that list, and this is one of them. Okay, back to the book. Oh God, what's her name? Amanda Briers is an author. She's fairly popular. This is Regency London, of course. She's middle class, so not a member of the Ton or anything, just middle class. And she's 30. She's untouched, as they say in the book, and she decides to just be practical about things and go to a house of ill repute and hire herself a male prostitute and get this pesky virginity taken care of and just get it over with, and then she can move on with her life and keep writing. So she goes and does this, and a man comes to her door who she thinks is this prostitute that she's hired, and it's not. It's a businessman. He owns a publishing company, and the owner of the brothel agreed to helping Amanda. And then this man came over as he was publishing her memoirs, and she thought, oh, I bet they'd be a really good match. So sent him, purposely not telling either one of them what the deal was with either. So they get along really well. They have great chemistry. They have great banter. And then she finds out, before anything really, really happens, she finds out that he's not who she thought he was, etc. But they finally like each other, and they become sort of friendly. She's attracted to him, he's attracted to her. Of course, there's some misunderstandings. There's a trope I'm not really fond of, but that gets resolved fairly quickly in just a few pages. It's not like this big drawn out, this is the whole point of the book. She seems to marry another man at one point. He's a very nice man, there's nothing wrong with him. But we know that Amanda is supposed to be with Jack Devlin, so I really enjoyed this. It was steamy enough and believable. The relationship was believable. I liked that there weren't, like I said, the usual big misunderstandings where if they would just have a simple conversation for about 3 seconds, it would be resolved. There wasn't any of that. You know, it's just a few pages. So that was fine. And they seemed to both grow into each other. And I don't know, I really, really liked it. If you haven't read this before, this is my first Lisa Kleypas. I'll be checking out more for stuff for sure. But if you guys have read her and you know of anything else, please recommend me something too. Otherwise, I'll just kind of troll through her backlist and see what I can find. But I really enjoyed this. So 4 stars for that. Better than I thought it would be. Not that I was expecting it to be bad by any means, but you know, you never know. So that's it for me this week, pretty much. I have a couple clients. Oh, I should say, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, the 24th, 5th, whatever that is, it's Dewey's Readathon. This is the twice a year try and read for 24 hours readathon. It's from 7 a.m. Saturday to 7 a.m. Sunday in my time zone, Central, in the US. And I am really looking forward to it. I'm not going to make a separate video. I say that now, but I don't think I will. I just want to finish up when I'm finishing up and read what I want to read, work on stuff for the Golden Girls Readathon, which is happening right now. This is the Golden Girls Murder Mystery Readathon, I should say. So that's happening now. Of course, Booktuber is happening now, and I'm really excited for Nonfiction November. So I might have to sneak in a few titles early. I don't know, we'll see. So that's it for me. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe and reading something fabulous. And I will talk to you guys very soon in the next one. Take care. Bye.